Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. This is going to be another First Impressions video. In today's First Impressions video, we're taking a look at the Bravo Concealment Cinturon EDC belt. I've been wearing this EDC belt for about 3 weeks now, so I think I can really give a good First Impressions opinion. Full disclosure guys, Bravo Concealment did send me this belt. I've been looking for a new EDC belt for a very long time now because the belt that I was previously carrying with for about 3 years was a high-speed gear Cobra buckle belt. Now that was a very good belt, it served me for a long time, but it had lost almost all the rigidity that it once had when I first started wearing it. So I was really in need of a new belt. I saw this Cinturon belt come out and I was very interested just in the overall look of it. Now there's a couple things that you want to look for immediately in an EDC belt. One of those first things is going to be how rigid that belt is. A good test, if you're looking at it in a store or something like that, is to grab the belt with almost all of the slack let out and hold it just out in front of you. If you do this test and as soon as you hold the belt out, it just flops down like a standard leather belt or another belt would, it's probably not going to provide you with much support and not be a good gun belt. You'll notice that this belt really holds up well. It just has a slight amount of dip to it, and I found that the first time I put it on, it was extremely rigid, which is a really big plus for this belt. Some of the other features that this belt has is a different style of buckle. You will actually slide the first part of the belt in and through the top of this little piece here. Once we get it through, all you're gonna do to tighten it is pull this little lever down. Now you guys can see a ton of paint missing right there off the top of the buckle. And that was from me mainly being a little bit stupid when I first put this belt on. Full disclosure, I was trying to use the restroom to get this belt off and I could not get it off. Whatever I tried to do, I could not pull that little bar down because it was so tight throughout the day. So what I had to do was actually take my Leatherman tool and actually kind of beat the little bar off in order to get the belt off for me to use the restroom. Now I quickly found out after a couple times of doing that there is a better route to take. Now I'm not sure if there is directions for this process anywhere on their website yet because this is a very new product, they just released it. But what I found to work for me, because it does get extremely tight throughout the day, is in order to get the belt off, you just simply want to push the belt inward like you are trying to make it tighter. Once you push the belt inward, you will see that it loosens this little lever here, and then that will allow you to hold the lever back and pull the belt out. I'm not sure if that's common knowledge that just everybody knows, but I'm not really used to this style of belt. I generally use a traditional buckle or a Cobra buckle. So this buckle was a little bit newer to me in just everyday use with a gun. Now another thing that this belt is going to feature are these nice little elastic bands here, and that's going to do a really good job at holding the end of the belt in place so that way it's not sticking out the side where you don't want it if your pant loops do not tuck the belt like you would like. Now this belt originally had 2 of these little loops, but unfortunately in taking the belt on and off, obviously multiple times over the past 3 weeks, I did end up losing one of these little elastic bands. Not really a huge deal because again, your pant loops will hold back a lot of the belt, but it is nice to have these as extra placement to get that belt really cinched down where you want it. The important thing for me was if I could use this belt while carrying Appendix with my T-Rex Arms sidecar. You guys know that is the only way I conceal, and I did not really test this belt with an open carry method because I'm sure it would be just rigid enough to deal with that, no issues at all. But for me, I wanted to use this belt for concealed carry because I think most of you guys that are going to be buying it are going to be buying it for that role. Any of you guys out there that do carry Appendix with a holster similar to this T-Rex Arms sidecar, you will know it's fairly difficult to actually find a belt that's going to work with it. And I'm not going to lie, at first I had some issues with where I was going to actually place the buckle to allow me to conceal this holster properly without printing a ton. Now on my high-speed gear belt, instead of having the buckle where you would have it traditionally up in the front of you, I would move the Cobra buckle all the way to the left-hand side, and that would allow me to have all this space up here to really tuck my gun in and not have any issues with printing carrying an Appendix. Well, on this belt, at first, I tried to have the buckle all the way to the side like I would a Cobra buckle. Because of this design, I felt that throughout the day, and we're talking about a 12-hour day at work at the gun shop, I found that this put a lot of stress on my hip bone. This would cinch in and it would put a lot of weight down, and it just was not comfortable. So then I tried to do it traditionally and have the holster set up somewhat like this, like how you're seeing it in the back roll right now. This actually worked for comfort, but the only other downfall is that with the gun right up front, with the added width of the buckle, it caused quite a bit of printing issues. You couldn't really see a gun, but it looked like I had something weird just sticking out of my lower stomach area that obviously was not natural. So because of that, it actually caused a different type of printing that just didn't work for me. So I found that the sweet spot for this belt, if you are considering carrying an Appendix, is carrying it slightly over to the left. So you're basically just shifting the buckle about 1.5 inches, and that gives you just enough room to carry your proper Appendix holster in the correct positioning without any comfort issues. Once I switched over to this, I found that the comfort was awesome and it held everything where I wanted it all day long. Another note about that is that I was really worried with this design that the belt was going to slide loose throughout the day. I could say I had absolutely no issues with that. In fact, the only issue that I had was it being overly tight. And when we're talking gun belts, that's not a bad deal at all. And overall, guys, I've carried this for about every day in multiple different styles of pants like blue jeans and 511 tacticals, and I've had no issues with this belt. In fact, it's been surprisingly amazing for a little EDC belt, and at the price point of only 49 bucks, it's really tough to beat. So what's gonna happen next with this guy is the long haul review. I plan on wearing this every day with using open carry holsters and my concealed carry Appendix setup, and just see overall how I like it and really how it holds up with how rigid it is over time. That's one of the biggest issues with these belts, is that they can lose how rigid they are after a month or 2 months of concealed carry. And you guys will see that here on the channel. Also, drawing from the belt at the range was extremely nice. I didn't expect to have any issues, but it held the gun exactly where it needed to be, and it actually held the holster super tight up against my body. And because of that, it was very easy to draw quickly and get shots on target. That's pretty much gonna wrap this video up, guys. If you have any questions about this belt, go ahead and put them down in the comments section below, and I absolutely will get back to you. If you would like to support what I do here on the Firearm Freedom channel, head to the first link down in the description, and it will take you to a video on my Facebook account letting you know how you can do that. Check out the Firearm Freedom Instagram, Twitter, and the Facebook page, and give those a follow if you would like to see some awesome daily gun pictures. Other than that, guys, if you enjoy the content that's coming out here on the Firearm Freedom YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. It'll make sure you don't miss out on any of the videos that I post every month. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, stay tuned for the next video to come soon.